Hello everyone, the Clouds here, and today guys I'm going to review a Megabloks Halo set released in 2011, and it's going to be the Covenant Banshee. So here we go. So for those of course who do not know, Halo is first a video game, so a first person shooter, first released on Xbox and then on the Xbox 360. And well, for those who do not know the game and who want to understand how the set works, it's really simple. Well, the story is it's quite simple. It's about two sides fighting each other. On one side you got the humans called the UNSC, and the other side you got some aliens called the Covenant. And today I'm going to review the Covenant Banshee, so one of the vehicles from the aliens side, if I can say so. So of course it's a little more complex, but to understand the set, that's the only knowledge you need to understand. So that said, here's the box with the Halo logo right there. Of course, a Spartan from the UNSC on the side, the set number right there, the contents of the set, so the figures here and the Banshee, of course, on the back. You can notice on the background some building and some forest and mountains, so really classic from the Halo universe. The QR code that can be scanned with your smartphone to obtain some information on the set itself, of course. The number of parts, 1997, excuse me, and some other informations. The other sides are not really that interesting, as you can see, except for the back side, which shows you a little information, a little description of the set itself. So, well, let's read that quickly. The Banshee is the main aerial assault craft of the Covenant forces, and every UNSC Marine fears the wailing sound of an incoming Banshee flyer. Banshees are armed with twin plasma cannons and the devastating fuel rod cannon used for ground bombardment. I guess it's pretty obvious. And then here you got some 3D view of the Banshee itself, and here some 3D view of the character you're going to have in this set, which are called Elite Flight, which can be seen here with the set and the little play features, which is not really a play features, it's just to show you, excuse me, that you can open or close the cockpit. And here some other sets from 2010. So if you want to see a review of the voice or this Arctic Org, well, I have done this review, so you can check out on my channel. And of course, you can also check out for other reviews from other reviewers on YouTube. Now let's move on to the instructions booklet, which is not really that interesting. So here Megabloks thanks you for the purchase of the set, I guess. Then you got some really nice group scene with all the, well, most of the sets released in the Halo universe, because there were many special edition sets which are not shown right there. Parts list, informations, and then the instructions with like 2 or 4 steps on each pages, and this means it's going to be a thin instruction booklet. But it's still quite easy to understand how to make these things, how to build these things, so no big problems. It's all clear and crisp. The same thing as seen on the back of the box. And now let's move on to the set with first the Flight Elite, or the Elite Flight. Yes, Elite Flight. So yes, for those who do not know the Halo universe, the Elite are quite one of the main warriors in the Covenant armies. And the Elite Flight, well, the only differences between the normal Elite and the Flight one are the head, which is different, as you can see, because it's a kind of like an helmet with rounded and curved part right there. But for the rest, it's the same body and same arms, at least in the Megabloks version of the character. So for the articulations, well, you got one ball joint on the shoulder right there, so this means you can move these things when you want, well, or you want it. Then you can turn the shoulders up to 90 degrees, and the hands can turn without any problems. The head can move a little, but not that much. It can also look on the side, but as you can see, it will be forced to look a little, well, not really straight, in a straight direction. Then you got a pelvis rotation point right there, which is quite cool if you want to move the upper part of the body independently from the bottom part. Then you got one ball joint right there, and finally one point of articulation on the knee, because as you can see, their legs are quite weird. They are in an ace-shaped form. Well, that's how I like to call it. So H-shape form, and you can just move it a little, but well, you can still move it, it's not all blocked. And for the color scheme, well, it's quite weird because you got some dark gray, some dark metallic red, and also some light blue, so they really clash with each other. And I was not really pleased with this color scheme. I'm not really a fan now, but still I can get used to it, but it's still quite weird. And also you have to notice that on the box, it was shown to be just black, dark gray, and light blue, which of course is more classic, and in my opinion works better, but well, that's just my opinion. And I guess some people will like this type of color scheme, which I found quite weird. And I know that the Halo universe used some quite weird colors, but still it's a little, well, too much for me, but like I said, we get used to it. And move on with the gun right there, so I guess it's called the plasma pistol. I'm not really a fan of the Halo universe, by the way. I just played the first game, so I'm not really like a fan or anything like that, so that's why I do not remember all the names or stuff like this. And here we go. So now let's move on to the Banshee itself. And first, well, what is the frame of the vehicle? So we're going to use this long plate, which is 4 studs by 10 studs plate, as you can see right there. Under this plate, we're going to link this slop bricks, which is a big one. I guess it's like, yes, 4 by 4 studs. As you can see, we're going to use this 2 part with some little holes, which will be quite useful later on. We're going to link all this part thanks to this plate here. Notice this part, which will be useful to link the big cockpit part later on. But for now, I'm going to link this part. So once again, I'm going to use this slop bricks right there, some plates up there, and as you can see, between the plates and the slop bricks, I'm going to use this L-shaped brick. So this means it's going to have some studs right there, but also up there in front of here. So this means I will be able to use these studs which are here to link some parts like this slop bricks with studs, and also this slop and curved brick with some stickers, as you can see. This part, so as you can see, I got an hole here, which is quite useful because it will be attached like that. And here we go. Now I'm going to link the wings. So the wings look like that. So there are, as you can see, some curved plates. Two types of plates. As you can see, one is thinner than the other one. And as you will notice, they are linked thanks to this plate, but not just this one, because it will also be attached, or these 2 parts will be attached thanks to this part. So, excuse me. Right there, which are in fact 3 pieces. You can notice a sticker here, but here it's not a sticker but a printed part, which is quite cool. And well, the part itself looks like that. So really nice, a really nice printed part. There we go. Now as you can see, I have some empty spaces right there without any plates. So I'm going to link the wings here. You can notice also little details right there, so the little parts which are supposed, I guess, to be some weapons. Now the second wings, and now I'm going to link the side parts with some bricks. So first, I'm going to use this brick that you have already seen before right there, and it will come in handy, in fact, with these bricks later on. Then just little bricks like that, 1 by 4, and then some slop bricks without any studs, which will be linked here. A final slop bricks will be linked on the back, and now I have to do these things a second time, so on the other side, of course. And here we go. Now I'm going to link this plate right there. Okay, so now all the parts are well attached together, and now I'm going to link the control panel, if I can say so. So it's made with some slop bricks with studs, these 2 handle parts, and this transparent 2x2 studless part, as you can see. It will be linked on the front. And here we go. So now I'm going to link the parts on the rear section of the vehicle. And for that, I'm going to use this part. So first a 2x4 plate, and also this plate with a curved part. You can notice the purple part right there, which will come in handy later on, and all these parts are linked thanks to this transparent part, which got studs on up there and also down there. So it got studs all over the place. I'm going to cover this one thanks to this studless part right here. And now I'm going to link some other parts like that. This one will be linked just on 3 studs, because here I'm going to use this part to cover it. So some studless 1x4 plate, and then another studless part with some nice sticker here, which will be linked like that. And this down, I'm not going to link, well, this part like that, so thanks to these 2 little holes right there. And here we go. Now I just have to add one final part for the vehicle itself. It's the main big cockpit part, as you can see, which is a big mold. So of course I got the clip part right there, and it will be linked here. Now I just have to type some bricks, so some transparent bricks right there, so some 2x4 bricks. You know them by now, I think, which will be linked here, and 2 other ones plus a little plate, which will be linked here. And so this means I have some kind of hovering effect with my vehicle, and of course it also serves as a stand for the Banshee. And it's a quite smart move from Megabloks, I think. So a little turnaround. Little comparison size between the figure and the vehicle itself. Here we go. And now I just have to put off the weapon, open these things like that. Well, try to move the character the way I want him to be. Like that. Looking right in front of him, closing the cockpit, and here we go. I do not have any space to put the weapons in there, but well, there will maybe some clip parts, because Megabloks gives you many spare parts that you can use to modify your vehicle if you want, even if I do not have them right here. And well, that said, let's move on to the sum up of this set. So first, the figure. So like I said, in my point of view, I'm not really a big fan of the head and the color scheme, but that's really just my opinion. So for some more objective complaints, well, you can complain about, well, the color scheme, which can be a little hard to accept at first, and also the articulations on the knees, which are a little well, not really that good, and the same can be said for the articulations on the head. But well, apart from that, there is no big complaints. Most of the parts are well articulated, and the paint job itself, I'm not talking about the colors themselves, but the paint job itself is quite done with with some nice paint, some nice line painting and stuff like that. So it's quite cool, quite clear, and it works nice. Then we got the vehicle itself, the Banshee. Well, it's a nice, I think it's a cool combination between traditional and more specific constructions and parts. Because, for example, if you look at the parts, of course you're going to have some more, some bricks, some plates and stuff like that, but you're also going to have this type of specific parts, like the wings, this part right there with the beautifully printed part there, of course the cockpit part, or the transparent parts, which can be useful. And the same can be said for the construction, because of course you're going to build bricks, well, from bottom to top, but you're also going to build, for example, this type of stuff thanks to the little holes, this part on the front thanks to the L-shaped part, and overall this gives you a little set with some nice parts and construction, with some more traditional construction and parts. And I think this is a cool aspect of this set, is that it's mixed well, there's two types of construction and parts still, so it's quite cool. The color scheme, of course, well, it's from the game, so if you don't like purple vehicle, I guess you will not really like this one, but well, for me it works okay. It's nice. And well, the only complaints you can really mention about this set is that, well, first, you have to note that this set was already released before, well, the vehicle itself was already released before in 2009 as part of the aerial ambush set with the UNEC Hawk, but that was a different version of the model. So this set is an improved version of the previous set, of course, but it still has some drawbacks, like for example, the fact that this space here is totally empty, so of course you can, well, it's you can see the pilot through the vehicle, through the inside. That's what I want to mean. Then with the cockpit, you can also mention that when you push this up, the pilot will follow the shape, will follow the movement, because his shoulders, of course, touch the inside of the cockpit, and this means when you push these things up, the guys just go with it. So of course it's not a big complaint, but still. And also the fact that the clip point here is a little loose sometimes, as you can see, but well, you really have to force if you want to put it off, because most of the times it doesn't really fall off or anything like that. But sometimes it's a little loose, so well, I have to mention it. And finally, the stickers, well, most of the stickers are okay, but this one is not wide enough to cover the parts and to touch the borders of the vehicle. And this means, well, because you have this type of texture right here, of course, it will be cut in half like that, and it doesn't really look that good. So, well, don't really understand why they didn't make these stickers broader. And apart from this complaint, well, that's all for this vehicle. So for its price, personally, I paid it for like 10 euros, but I guess it's between 10 and 13 or $12 in the US. I think it's okay personally, because you have some nice parts, and like I said, the construction and the parts are really cool between traditional aspect and more like original ones, and that's quite nice. So yeah, overall, a nice little vehicle from Megabloks, and it's still cool because, well, the set, when it was first released in 2009, of course, it was part of a bigger set which costed like 40 or 50 euros. So of course it costed well, it's not cheap, so it's not cheap. And here with this set in a little box, this allows you to get the Banshee for a little price, and that's quite a cool aspect of it. And I think that's all for this vehicle, guys. So hope you enjoyed this review. If you have any questions or comments, well, feel free to ask them. I will happily answer them. And that said, well, hope you enjoyed this review, and see you later for another video review. Bye.